Hi, my name is Otto Giuseppe Palladini and I'm the founder of Stepping Bricks. In this video, I'm going to cover how you can invest in property with different budgets. There is a common misconception that if you don't have money, you cannot be in the property game. That was me some years ago. I thought property game is a game for rich people. I'm not a rich person, so probably I cannot get in. However, I was wrong, because as soon as I got educated, as soon as I understood the rules of the game, then I understood as well how to play properly. Property is not a game just for rich people, it's for everybody, and it can suit every single budget, whether you have zero money or whether you have millions of pounds in your bank account. The reason I'm saying that is because you might have hidden money that you don't know about it, and you can use for starting to invest in property. The way I started was by releasing equity of a property that I was in. And this is hidden money. You're sitting on a property with equity. Equity is the difference between the value of the property and the outstanding mortgage. That part which you can pull out tax-free, as I said several times, you can use a percentage of it to invest in an investment property, for example, buy-to-let or something else. So if you use that equity, which is hidden money, then you didn't have any money in the bank, but suddenly you have money available to invest in property and to generate an income that can be there forever and capital appreciation for the second property you just bought. Now, I was saying that property investing is for different budgets. If you have a small amount of money, of course, you need to add something else to the table. There are three main things you need to add to the table. One is money, one is time, the other one is experience and knowledge. If you don't have money, you have to add the other two. You cannot balance the tripod just with one of the legs. So you need to have two legs, let's say, plus the third one is going to be supplied by somebody else, and then you can sit on the tripods. Otherwise, you just fall. You need the three legs. If you don't have one, you need to find the one by offering the other two. Is that clear? So if you don't have money, you need to have time and knowledge. If you don't have time, then you need to have money and knowledge potentially. If you don't have knowledge, then you need to have money and possibly time. Some people only have one of the three legs, let's say, of the business. For example, they have a lot of money, but they don't have time or experience. So they need to ask twice as much, because they have to make up for the lack of the other two legs. So in a particular JV, joint venture partnership, you always have, whoever offers on the table something, then it seeks for something else that's going to create the three legs of the business. If you have little money, but you have experience and time, or you just have time and you want to make an experience, then you need to build your credibility so you can find the money as well. Once you do that, then you can start investing in property. Remember, you can buy a property only when you have money, either yours or other people's money, but you can invest in property even if you don't have money, because you can do deal packaging, you can do deal sourcing, joint venture, you can do rent to rent. So when you really need a little capital to start the business, but you don't need a crazy amount of money to buy the property, so you can control the property, and that's property investing. You can make a lot of money from it. Once you build your cash pot, you can then invest in property, and you can create a long-term asset that can give you money forever. If you have money in the bank, then that is a very good position to be in, because you probably don't know what to do with it. If you don't know what to do with it, then you need somebody with time and knowledge that can make up for the lack of money, and you can partnership with them, and then you can buy the assets that are going to generate you a lot more money than if you were keeping the money in the bank. Because remember, with inflation, money in the bank will shrink, will depreciate in value. So the buying power of your money right now is going to be a lot less in the future, because with inflation, it's just going down completely. So if you invest the same amount of money in a property that is going to possibly double in value every 10 years, even without doing anything, then you make a lot more money at the end of, in the future, at the end of the 10 years term, for example. 10 years in the bank, 10 years in the property, you will see this one is shrinking, this one is doubling. So up to you which one you want to decide to take. but I would personally invest in property all the time and not keeping the money in the bank. So my suggestion to you is to select the property strategy that aligns with your business plan, with your criteria, and where you can maximize profits, maximize results by reducing also the risk. So if you don't have much money, obviously you have to make up for the lack of money with a lot of knowledge and a lot of time. And once you find the right partner that can invest with you, then you can build your property empire. Now, there is another property strategy that is called house hacking. If you never heard of it, probably be an American term, but house hacking is when you live in a property, in part of a property, and then you rent out the rest of the house or a single room, for example. So you can generate income by having a lodger, so renting one room, or 2 rooms or 3 rooms, depends how big is your house. You can still live there, so it's practically not an investment property, so it's not treated as a buy-to-let because you're living in your residential, but you have also a room allowance, which is tax advantage you can claim for the year on the rent that the lodger is paying to you. So you don't have to pay tax up to a certain point. Please revise this because they change every year, but you don't have to pay tax up to a certain point. Sometimes it's 7,500 per year, and then you have to you can rent a room and at least pay your bills and stuff like that. So you can build a pot that can supplement the one you have from your job, and then you can then invest in property and buy property. So there are so many ways that can fit every single budget. My advice to you is do not feel that this is not a game for you. I felt exactly the same when I started, but I put so much effort in studying, educating myself. I got a mentor, 2 mentors, 3 mentors, because I needed to get to a point where I wanted to learn so much. Of course, I didn't have the money to afford the mentor at the beginning, but I did everything myself, so it took me a lot longer than it would have with a mentor. But as soon as I got income coming in from the property, as soon as I've seen the results from the service accommodation, the buy-to-let, the rents, then I started to pay for mentorships, and I got my business scaled up very, very quickly in such a short time with a lot of property units. It's possible. My suggestion is always study hard, work, because this is not an easy environment. You need to study hard, work hard, but you're going to make so much money at the end. It's going to be so rewarding. But the main thing is not about the money, it's about the choices the money can give you. Okay, it's all about freedom of choice. It's not about just the number in the bank. It's about what you're going to do with it. When people ask me, I want to make £10,000 a month, and I say, for what? Why do you need this? And then they say, just because I want the money. No, that's not the right way to do it. What are you going to do with the money? Because when you die, who cares about the money? So what are you going to do? What dent are you going to leave in the universe? What change are you going to do with it, to this world with that money? Even if it's just a change to yourself or to the people in your family, what are you going to do with the money? If you don't have a why, a proper reason for when you start investing in property, you're going to fail. So if you want to avoid failing, you need to have a big vision, a big reason to look forward to, and then every single effort you put in every single day is going to drive you towards that vision, and it's going to make it possible, it's going to make it real. So my friends, investing in property is not a game only for rich, it's a game also for you. If you want to know more, there is a link there where we have mentorship programs, we have training programs. There is a lot of free content on this YouTube channel. Consume it, because you can learn the language, you can learn the terminology, you can learn the different strategies. And then if you want to be in a like-minded group of people, that are going to teach you about properties, then please get in touch. I will be more than happy to help you. So my name is Dr. Giuseppe Paladini. I'm the founder of Stepping Bricks, and I hope you found this video content useful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.